Yeah, me
especially in
neither.
their mirror.
I think in a best of 5, I would give a slight edge to Moon because he just has a slightly bigger toolbox, maybe keeps his nerves together a tiny bit better. But hey, I think it's going to go down to the last map. It's going to be as close as possible. On the upper left-hand side, he is obviously the greatest of all time, the first player to crack 700,000 US dollar prize money. It's Moon.
His opponent in the yellow, also playing Night Elf, also from South Korea, the Warden Master, LawLiet.
Very good segue, Todd. Is it a Warden here on Tide Hunters? As this is the bottom map for Moon, I think. This could very well be a Warden if LawLiet wants to cheese right away. Keep.
I don't think we'll see Warden because he's such a big gamble, you know, like obviously if we were to see it, probably be from somebody like LawLiet. But the thing is, if you get it wrong, if the game starts going south even just a little bit, you just flat out lose, you know, it's
true.
We saw how unforgiving the Dreadlord was.
But last time they played in DreamHack Fall in the quarterfinal, that was exactly what happened. Like,
yeah. How did it go?
Good for Moon.
Exactly.
But these guys obviously know each other inside out. For us from the outside, it's sometimes a gamble what hero do you go for. Moon is relatively one-dimensional compared to LawLiet or Foggy, I would say. Not as one-dimensional as a Colorful, who always goes Demon Hunter Bears, but Moon is very stubborn, I want to say, when it comes to bottom. He just loves that hero.
Yeah. I love how we are trying to like do analysis of like all the little things and stuff. For me, it's very straightforward. It's the 130k tournament, 50k for first place. Moon's the greatest of all time. He's going to show up motivated. He's going to smack everybody around and he's going to win the whole thing. That's,
really?
It's that simple. I mean, sometimes that's how I think about it. I mean, of course, I agree with you. Like every single little thing matters. But then you look at Moon's match history on WC3 Champions. You know, he beat Happy 3 times in a row. He's been on an absolute tear, just smashing everybody.
Yeah.
He did lose to Insub on ladder as well. But
cool ladder stats, Todd. But when was the last big tournament Moon won? Like a tier 1 tournament?
Yeah, well, there was no 130k tournament for him to carry.
Yeah, but there was, for example, the World Cyber Games, which Moon still hasn't won after trying 15, 16 times. I feel like Moon has big grand final anxiety. He was in WGL Summer and he lost to Colorful in the final, but like the big tier 1 is missing for Moon for a long time. This is his tournament where if he grabs the championship, he of course knows that he's the alpha and omega of WarCraft, but he has won a myriad of tier 2 tournaments, and of course we know how strong he is, but he said it in the interview himself in these little pre-match videos, he's getting nervous.
Well, you know, he says that, but then like you watch him play and it's like flawless. Like imagine, I wouldn't be surprised if LawLiet said he was nervous before playing Hawk, and then like watching the games you would never think that because he didn't lose the units.
I don't know. I don't think Moon is the uber favorite. That position should go to Happy, but of course, Moon is always a favorite whenever he steps into a tournament. Here we go, though. Let's take a look at this game. We have a keeper already down to 50%. Bottom is disrupting this creeping quite nicely, but whatever you play, don't you need a level 3 Bottom to make these strats work?
Yeah, I think you just kind of delay the creeping when you play with Priestess. It's like standard to play aggressive at first and then go into the creeping later on. LawLiet going for an Ancient of War here. I think that's to get full information. It's almost like, you'd almost think he's like not even serious about this, but I think he just wants to see exactly what's happening in the main base, like the exact tech timing of Moon, if he's actually serious about teching, or if he's trying to trick him or anything like that. And I do see a tree in the production tab here from Moon. So he's planning on just going tier 2 and expanding. We had some beautiful Elf Mirror yesterday where between Riemann and Foggy where they were just countering each other the whole time with like second heroes with unit composition. We saw like Pit Lord coming into play. We saw Dark Rangers being added to counter Mass Archer. And to go back to what you were saying about Moon, he won DreamHack Summer.
Yeah, you know, it's the season. It's a DreamHack season. It's still offline. I wouldn't count that as a tier 1 tournament, as beautiful as these seasons were.
It's a tier 1 in my heart. Especially
That's
Moon
true.
1.
That's true. But
he beat Colorful in finals, no less, with a 3-2.
That's true. So LawLiet, is he going for a counter expansion himself? How does this matchup play out now? Because LawLiet has a lot of archers now, and he kept a lot of them alive. And Moon's next step is expansion, of course, and then Dryads, right? But Archers on paper should kind of counter Dryads as well.
Yeah, but that's why you mix in specific second heroes to really counter that very well. LawLiet is the one that mixes in a Dark Ranger second. On this map, there's a lot of very small camps, so that's going to make his creeping even more effective because he can start collecting skeletons thanks to Black Arrow. And double wins!
Yeah. Against Moon, who is the best player in the history of this universe with Dryads. Usually, of course, he has a point that in Night Elf Mirror you oftentimes face bears, but Moon has won countless Night Elf Mirrors with Dryads alone. So I wonder if that's the right pick, or is he going Mass Fairies? Or Hippo Riders?
Yeah, that's been a thing as well. LawLiet playing to perhaps play very aggressive here. In this game, he's gonna scout here right now at the top.
A player's forces are under attack.
And sees the exact tree timing that, you know, it's gonna walk to the expo. He might just creep Jackie and really slow down the taking of that expansion. He even zones out the Dark Ranger second off Moon, which is there to counter the Mass Archer that's there.
Second Dark Ranger on the map. When do you ever see this? Life Drain versus Life Drain. Let's go. There is an attempt, expansion attempt on LawLiet's side. Let's see if Moon is able to push this. Good reveal. LawLiet splits to the side, kills one Archer himself, but it should be a fairly even trade in the middle of this map.
Yeah, Wisp coming in to counter that Keeper here, but actually he's pretty much out of mana already. Got a big mana pot. So there's still one more Wisp to immediately detonate onto that hunt.
It's Hippo Riders. It's Hippo Riders, Todd. This has been the early days of Jera Cup, when Sonic and Foggy were battling each other every single week in the semifinals. This is the last time I've seen this. Moon now with very good damage, forcing a town portal off of LawLiet, and Moon scouted this. And this might be the key of this very first map. Getting the scouting information and not being overwhelmed by relatively weak air units.
Yeah, Moon's tree actually started creeping at the expo alone. This is a little bit awkward here. Team, I need help. Okay, there's some units to help out now. Priestess gets level 3. Moon hadn't committed to double lore or something like that yet, so he very easily could go into... You see he's getting the +1 attack, he's adding 1 Enchant of War. So he's just gonna spam Archers to counter this effectively. Yes, there is a Dark Ranger against him, but he has Aura level 2 here to counter really well.
Okay, I like LawLiet's position for now. The question is, how fast can he get a decent number of Hippos out? And can he maybe stop the tier 3, get a couple of Wisps? Can he play the Hippos like usually you would play Gargoyles? Or do you go for an all-in attack to, or not all-in attack, but for a very dedicated attack to take out the Huntress and grab a little bit of experience? Because then Treants can be really, really good against Archers, and as you mentioned, the Dark Ranger as well.
Yeah, LawLiet's actually targeting Wisps quite a bit here. He really wants to prevent the mining from that expansion for as long as possible, while he's getting his own expansion, which won't happen that much later after Moon takes his. Like we see the expansion on the right-hand side now, the Entangled Gold Mine, well on the way. So LawLiet is ahead in hero levels, but his composition, it doesn't feel like it's a long-term composition. He's going to have to transition out of this at some point, and that's where the Hunter Soul comes in here. He's now adding that probably to go into lores, I'm guessing.
What does that tell you, Todd, when a player who is historically a little bit of the underdog goes for a strategy like this? Is it that he feels like in a straight-up match he has no chance, or that he's not too comfortable in what you usually play? What's the story behind this Hippo Rider play?
Yeah, you could think that, but I think this Hippo strategy is actually legit. It's not like a crazy strategy that you never ever see and stuff. I don't know actually how LawLiet thinks about this matchup. I don't know if he thinks he's some sort of underdog. I'm sure he knows he's very good in Night Elf Mirror, but obviously it's Moon, whom everybody always respects to the fullest.
Now we get level 2 Dark Ranger, goes for silence actually to stop life drain, I guess. Or later on against the Tranquility, that can be pretty nice as well. If we go up to level 6 and get the ultimates. Very, very tanky keeper for LawLiet. That's a little unfortunate. No mana items, no damage items. On the other side, it looks a little better. But no big level ups here. It feels like dust settles a bit. And it's going to be interesting what Moon's response is. He has to reproduce Wisps constantly.
Yeah, LawLiet's actually doing a little bit better with the economy right now. Or with the bank, just a couple hundred gold ahead. Finding an engagement in center. He needs to pull back the Hippos very quickly here. against these archers, but so do the archers, because they're going to fall very rapidly.
Entangle. Oh, focus fire. That forces a TP, and that means the big turtle goes to LawLiet as well. I love this mid-game. Like, he's decimating Moon's army over and over. This Dark Ranger level 3 is crazy strong against archers. So many skeletons already. They will do a little bit more damage. Has to be careful that he's not running into Wisp, because they do give a lot of experience as well. And you don't want to face a level 5 bottom.
Yeah, LawLiet has all the initiative in the world here. After playing Hippo, taking map control. But I don't see any transition, any proper transition here yet, even though he went for the Hunter Soul.
Tier 3 now. Now that you say it. Todd is commanding new units, and he's probably gonna get them. Upgrades as well. Shop is coming into play, and until then, just more and more units. But he stays on 50 supply, or below 50 supply.
How was the right army for LawLiet? I was thinking about it. I'm like, is he supposed to get, you know, bears, but then Moon can just add talents and then still have a really strong army against them?
I think the Dark Ranger is wrecking talents at this point. Also with the Hippo Riders.
Yeah, but he's not going bears. That's the thing. He's getting +1 armor, like Moon armor. He already has +1 attack. So he might just stay on this kind of composition for now. I really don't know. I mean, it's LawLiet. Like, Team Roost are never out of the question with this guy. We even saw them earlier in a game where they should have never been there.
We see more archers. Maybe we go into an archer war, and then the tier 3 of LawLiet with marksmanship will of course outdo Moon's tier 2, especially if you put an orb in the mix. This position for the on-paper underdog still seems very, very good. Moon was the first to break upkeep. Moon was losing the town portal earlier. Heal scroll and invo potion also going to LawLiet, but Moon not to be underestimated with 2 scrolls of healing and a scroll of protection. He's muscling up a big attack against the tree.
Yeah, he's just massing archers. LawLiet is on double Enchanter Orb. That's the thing. He's doing it against somebody that was massing archers before he was. So he's gonna count on his keeper here. Try and carry him for the defense. That tree actually taking so much damage. Wisp coming in. If LawLiet can get rid of the Wisp first here, then Entangle and Trance.
Yeah.
He's gonna put in work, but Moon is actually starting a shop and an Enchant Protector.
Oh, the Dark Ranger in trouble, trying to get the nuke with a life drain, but the heal scroll was used. Is the repair enough? It's crazy that we see siege archers in WarCraft 3. Moon is losing a couple of them. There's never the skeleton snowball that we're used to seeing from a Dark Ranger. Now he's getting more and more. Also, the Hunters are getting torn apart. I love the positioning on the Hippos. Never overcommitting, never diving in too deep. But the Moon Juice that was here is empty.
Might have to life drain here. The Dark Ranger is going really low. On the other side, it's not available. The Dark Ranger off Moon is going to get targeted, and I think it's going to go down. He has no town portal to transfer.
Very, very strong hold. If he keeps his own Dark Ranger alive, the number of archers is drastically going down. And I think, yeah, the Dark Ranger should be safe. Or is it? Level 4 Invo Potion. Now the bottom is in trouble. Moon is going for some Enchant Protector, but I'm not too sure if it's enough. Keeper has a town portal. Dark Ranger focus fire falls last second, and that's bottom level 5. With that, everything seemingly possible again.
And he TP'd right here at the expo here. Heroes on both sides are in danger. LawLiet finally reached tier 3, but he's not being given time here to really do anything with it. Hasn't been able to buy orb. Hasn't been able to get marksmanship just yet.
Level 5 on the Keeper as well. And Tangley got the mana, but both heroes going down. They do. Oh my god, we have no heroes on the field. Roddy, can you join us for StarCraft cast?
But LawLiet had no hero to gain the experience from the Priestess. And the Priestess of Moon died at 5.7. When he gets it back, it's almost gonna have Starfall. What is this game? This is madness.
Is this game indeed? Night of Mirror Madness. Go away if you think that this matchup is boring. Not with these players. We're on even supply. We're on even bases. And the only big difference is the tech, because LawLiet's still on tier 3. Can he stabilize now? Moon, this seemed like a tailor-made attack against this strat and this build, but LawLiet holding masterfully.
Yeah, LawLiet is finally got marksmanship. He needed something like that in the game because he's facing True Shot level 3 and better upgrades from Moon, who's got 2-1 against just 1-1 for LawLiet. So we're back to square one here. 50 supply for both players. The Keeper will be instant revived in the center. Moon, it's very hard for him to keep up Wisp-wise. He has to remake so many of them, and like his lumber, if he doesn't pay attention, might dip out of control at some points if he's not good with this. But yeah, Moon back with the Priestess 5.7. We might see a Starfall. If he actually gets to Starfall and there is not enough mana for Entangle, like how do you counter Starfall there?
Yeah, you don't. You could go for silence for double disable just to be sure, but a Tome of Retraining at this stage of the game, I don't think you can afford it.
silence here.
Yeah, but Life Drain was also pretty decent to keep the Dark Ranger alive for a little bit longer. So it's first hero versus first hero. Moon the first to get the Dark Ranger back. LawLiet has to wait 7 more seconds. It's of course dead supply in the air for LawLiet. These hippos aren't doing anything.
Priestess almost level 6. The archers of LawLiet falling rapidly. Picks one of those up here with a hippo. He's trying to pull back. He's trying to wait for the Dark Ranger to be back, which it is now. He needs to transform some of these archers into skeletons here. Raise the army of the dead.
Exactly, level 2 Black Arrow. Very, very, very powerful. Also good orb. LawLiet always very late with the repair. Gotta be careful. And Tangle on the bottom has a TP, has a heal. Oh, has a Invo Potion, has a heal scroll. And now so much hero focus, which is kind of nice with Life Drain. Sometimes late game, maybe an underused spell. Heal scroll number 2. He's going through his items in rapid succession.
The Priestess getting targeted. Ooh, the Wisp was ready just on time because the shop wasn't quite ready yet. Actually, if he doesn't have a Wisp there, I think he loses his Priestess. Moon has been so on point at reinforcing with Wisps, and that's really fully negated the effect of that Keeper here.
Why would you build any other unit if you can just go for archers, especially late game? How long can Moon keep up the pressure? Supply-wise, it's looking good for him, given the fact... Oh, Starfall it is! Doesn't hit too much, actually. I think the bottom moved a little bit too far out.
Yeah, it's a very conservative one because he doesn't have that much hit points. He knew that the Keeper has enough mana.
Yeah.
He could have maybe silenced in Starfall, but...
I think Starfall is the wrong pick. I think Searing Arrow is 30 added damage on everything Staff out. That would have been the way better nuke. Starfall is way too expensive, can be countered. I think this is a mistake.
Hey, these armies are standing so far apart from one another. They're still shooting, it's just arrows everywhere.
Oh my god. Still game on a knife set. The supply lead is 2-3 at max.
The keeper.
Gotta be careful for sure. But also the bottom has no TP. Staff is on her! Dark Ranger comes back. This shop is
2
worth
hit points.
1,000 gold now.
It ticked down to 2 hit points. He's gonna TP out. Maybe he has a lot of Moonwells. Let's have a look. No, actually, he doesn't have much. He can buy a lot of potions. Obviously, you need to replenish quite a few of those hit points.
What is going on? It smells like a golden crown replayed to me.
LawLiet had to repair so much at his expansion, so he actually lost quite a bit of gold doing this. But yeah, Moon's still at +3 attack. True Shots level 3 and +2 attack on his archers. So these armies, they do a lot of damage. Moon's archers do 18, 24 +6. Whereas LawLiet's, they do 22, 28.
I wonder if LawLiet has to go for staff soon. Moon has double staff and there's a lot of hero focus involved, so I think that's a really, really good choice. On the other side...
Yeah, LawLiet's Moonwells were also depleted, and he has no shop at the Expo.
Yeah.
So if Moon can get his own shop there, he's going to have a big advantage. In regards to that, Starfall cooldown is going to be down for a while here, even though it's getting closer and closer to being back up.
I really like the fact that LawLiet is scouting a lot with the Hippo Rider, and Moon is pulling back. And he's still that tacked down. If he gives LawLiet some time to breathe, at some point, like, there are more upgrades, there are better units for LawLiet. You can't stop this.
It might be better for Moon to actually take things slow and get to like a bigger supply count, because he's the one playing with True Shot level 3. And LawLiet starts +3 attack here. We see it in production tab, Advanced Strength of the Moon. That feel when your upgrades have the nickname of your opponent.
Oh man. I have no idea where this is going. This is uncharted waters in Knight of Mirror. Level 5 Dark Ranger, of course, a big upgrade as well. You can always argue, yeah, but there's Wisps and they get rid of it. But Wisps are expensive, that is drained resource, and at some point the Wisps are gone, and then the snowball really starts. LawLiet thinking third hero?
Player's forces are under attack.
I don't know what would even be good here. Maybe Alchemist Healing Spray? Like Panda Breath of Fire would just die. Even though for the damage it'd be great. Pitlord, same thing.
Tinker? Against Starfall, Rockets?
No, yeah, he would just die also. Starfall in the main base this time, and LawLiet's out of position. That's what Moon was shooting for. Actually, I was wondering, I thought Moon should go for the turtles to try and get a Scroll the Beast and get lucky. But he's like, nope. I'm gonna time that perfectly with the Starfall, get in the main base, good luck coming back and defending, because you have to go deep towards the Priestess which Moon would then zone out with his army when the army would be coming in.
Looks like LawLiet is a little indecisive. First he wanted to go for a base raise. Starfall initially doesn't see like a lot of damage, but it has to go through. This duration takes so long, and all of a sudden, this Tree of Eternity might be going down. There's a TP on Moon. He just gets out, but no big damage done. I mean, yes, of course, a lot of damage done, but no real buildings killed or anything. This can be repaired against.
Until the next visit, Neo.
The next visit,
That's where everything dies. You can tell LawLiet wasn't sure. Like, Moon was a couple steps ahead here. He starts another tree on the left-hand side. He's at 47 supply against 60, so he's getting a little dangerous in terms of falling behind supply-wise. And there it is. He's going to go for the turtle camp. Squirrel the Beast, the absolute dream with this army. I mean, I can't imagine the damage on these archers with True Shot 3 and Squirrel the Beast.
Yes. And Moon is so good with the shop timing as well. He's always the one having more heal scrolls than his opponent. Big Invo Potion on the Dark Ranger, also pretty good. The experience on the Dark Ranger, really nice. But LawLiet was scouting for this. He's expecting this. And this is a very obvious tell now that there is a third base coming.
I feel like maybe LawLiet should have checked out the marketplace. Imagine if there's True Shot and he can get that for himself. That'd be pretty good.
There could be a lot of good items. Like, even a Devotion Aura is fantastic. We go hero focused again. This poor Dark Ranger has to go to the Invo Potion. 20 supply lead for LawLiet. For Moon, of course, this third base is a big gamble.
Moon could be in trouble here. He's taking the fight. Priestess getting targeted. He already used the invuln on the Dark Ranger, so he's going to TP out. He still had the smaller invuln, but he was like, well, there's no point. Anyway, the Dark Ranger almost goes down 15 hit points. Barely gets out. That level 5 so key here. He definitely needs to get that sometime soon.
So well calculated. And yeah, that was 2 big consumables. Big invuln, you can't buy that back. It's just a gift from the creeps. Town Portal, 325 gold. And you are the one that has to catch up in supply, so this is really...
Oh my god, hitting words.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Level 5, oh, it's such a key level, and LawLiet's the one to get it first. Yeah, Black Arrow level 3 is going to be absolutely insane. He added his own Priestess and 1 more orb. LawLiet's working with double orb and now finally has True Shot, at least level 1.
Yeah. And level 3 Black Arrow is a crazy damage boost, and you've seen the skeletons before. It feels like LawLiet is taking control. Lightning Shield now, okay. Micros against that. Moon, you are probably the best in the world when it comes to turning games around alongside Happy. Moon is never giving up until the last Wisp has fallen. But what is the way out of this labyrinth by LawLiet?
He still has the total camp at the bottom, actually. LawLiet. That could be Priestess level 2 very easily here, because he's already got 2 other heroes on level 5. And he could be the one to find a Scroll of the Beast, but he's keeping on that for some reason. Maybe worried he was going to get creeped out, but now he sees Moon in center. I think he's worried there is an attack and a Starfall, which he knows that by now should be back. You never want to have to engage into Starfall. You'd rather be close to the opponent, then you use a Starfall, then you cancel it immediately.
Yes, the disable against it. Keeper always full mana for exactly that. Moon against the ropes. LawLiet pulling further and further ahead. But if that third base is working, things might look a lot different. The main bases are mined out. But yeah, LawLiet was scouting this early at around the 16-minute mark. He checked with the Keeper at the 20-minute mark, so he knows exactly what's up.
It's really clever movements by LawLiet. You know, like I mentioned, if you let Moon get in position at the expo, you know, like the Priestess, all the army has to do is kind of zone away the opponent's army, like they would a quarterback. You know, you just want to let him call the play. Starfall, hut.
Off we go. Here's the siege. There's not too many wisps actually, and there's treants, there's skeletons, there's a myriad of archers. Oh man, this was so much time invested. This was such a big gamble. And LawLiet just shuts it down. And yeah, Moon is going for the counterattack. He has the Starfall, but the bottom is at home. There's a Town Portal. There's a Shredder to a degree. For a bit.
The Shredder really didn't want to go in. He was like, please don't send me there. Please don't send me there. Goes to the back. Priestess will be able to get the snipe. That's almost level 7 on that Priestess.
Oh.
Town Portal at the expansion to catch some archers. And LawLiet gets to so many kills here. He was already ahead in supply. Cup half full. Moon is back to no upkeep.
Oh, okay. But the bottom should be cleaning house. There's another Starfall coming. But again, it's super underwhelming. We have a staff back on the Keeper. There's Entangle. Now the bottom is in trouble soon. Has to pull for the TP immediately. But that is exposing the Dark Ranger. Might even be enough damage to kill her, actually, but the rest of the army can't really connect. We have another sweet Lightning Shield summoned. And this is Moon's army, at least the biggest part of Moon's army. I think the GOAT is in trouble.
LawLiet is about to be 3-2 upgrades against the 2-1 of Moon.
Yep.
And really, the only thing that Moon had going for him this game was that he had True Shot level 3, but that can't carry against every other advantage that LawLiet has. And that's because he's played a hell of a game there defensively. Got his Dark Ranger to 5 way earlier. Now there's no creeps left for Moon to actually go for. Only the red in top right, which is just not going to happen at this stage. And when you don't have Moon Wells to fall back on, it's really hard to make anything happen here because you just have to spam health potions. It just feels so expensive at this stage to be able to just use that to replenish. Moon's trying to buy a bit of time. Yeah, he realizes that's it. No room left to make anything happen. And LawLiet wins game number 1.
LawLiet was 3-0 in this tournament. This was the first map loss for Moon. And yeah, that was by far his strongest opponent so far. And everybody said, is it gonna be Moon? He is supposed to be the big favorite here, but LawLiet showing up in style. Very unlike back in March in the regional finals, where he came in as the strongest Night Elf and was eliminated in the group's last place. This shall not happen again. This hold with the Hippo Riders, cheeky plays, great execution, deserved victory.
I think the life drain had to be better, probably. I mean, I feel like it did more, even though he wasn't like... He was using it all the time. It definitely helped staying in there a little longer. The wisps were fantastic by Moon. Honestly, he was very close to breaking LawLiet, especially that double hero kill, but then he lost his. So close to level 6 as well. Maybe he should have just like pushed a little bit slower, traded against units, and waited for the Keeper to really be out of mana and then Starfold, but obviously it seems very difficult to do like really well.
Moon can definitely improve a little bit, but that was a very, very promising first game. Let's give these guys a little break after this exhausting 25-minute map 1. We'll be right back with more epic Night Elf Mirror.
The DreamHack WarCraft Free Championship is brought to you by Norton Gaming and Coinbase.
Both players definitely bringing the heat here at DreamHack Group C. Who's gonna advance from this group as the winner? LawLiet is just one map away from dodging Hitman and Foggy.
Yeah, potentially happy. If is to play later on in Group D.
That would also mean that we could potentially get a quarterfinal of Hitman vs. Moon.
Well, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. You know, I'm the prophet. I have to forecast a little bit. But anyway, both players showing excellent Night Elf Mirror. But game number 1 was LawLiet's map pick. Now we move on to Concealed Hill, where Moon is, to me, almost unbeatable. So let's see if that goes this way. In the upper right-hand side for Vision Strikers, the 5th race is Moon.
His opponents in the southwest, in the yellow, playing Night Elf as well from South Korea. It is LawLiet. Played like a gods that game number 1. Honestly, that was insane. That hold at the expansion just stayed so patient under all the pressure in the world as well. You're playing Moon, you know, some people, they might panic a little bit. Not him. Do exactly what he needed to do to defend. And got a very solid win. Honestly, he ended up the game on tier 3 with better upgrades, better everything really than Moon.
Yeah, but you also have to buy the time somehow for that tier 3 tech, right? You're not getting that upgrade for free or these upgrades for free. And Moon, with all the pressure in the world on tier 2, wasn't able to break him. Shows not only is LawLiet very good at creeping and with the Warden and jumping around and with his offensive skills, but also defensively very, very good. So this map was for a long time a Potom, Mass Hunts, and even Zeppelin map. Now I look at the production and I see 2 keepers.
Yeah. What is this, the keeper patch again or what? Whatever happened to Demon Bears? I guess, you know, there's always those mind games, that little rock, paper, scissors. LawLiet drops. Did I see that right? He dropped a ring and he shook his head a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
He's so fed up. He doesn't want to be the Lord of the Rings anymore.
In the first map already, lots of tanky items for him. I think you can relate, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I don't shake my head, I just curse out loud in French.
Yeah, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that here. Well, they're not mic'd up, so it should be fine.
All goods.
But I'm really curious where this game is going. Very different from A, the norm, from B, the last game. We see LawLiet going into Mass Huntress with the Keeper. We see Moon staying here on Archers.
Yeah, maybe completely different builds here, even though initially it looked the exact same. At least LawLiet gets the metal, that's pretty good on an intelligence hero. On the other side, we got Cloak of Shadows, could come in handy, but doesn't affect your actual immediate damage.
So is Moon gonna be super greedy again and try to expand against this? That would be almost a self-knockout. Because if you're up against Mass...
Yeah, he won't try to expand. I think he'll just play one base, you know, like tech. And he's trying to pull the creep at the expansion. That's because, even though it is a hard expansion to creep, the Null Overseer is only level 5. So the Entangle lasts the full duration on him.
Looks a little wonky though. Usually you try to separate the Null Overseer from the rest, and LawLiet saw this little obvious play and is attacking this pretty much right away.
Oh my god. There is Archers in the bottom right and a Wisp moving in position to be very aggressive. Perhaps Moon just scouted, I think.
Oh, focus fire on LawLiet.
He sent a Wisp in the main base. The main tree killed it with a single stab. Rick James.
This game, I don't know. I've never seen games like this, really. The Hunters are coming. The pressure on Moon is intensifying. And he's trying to go Dryads, I feel. The Hunter's Hall is already there. There's going to be a transition, maybe the first laws of the series.
And knowing about the strategy of LawLiet is very important here for Moon. He's going to have to play extremely defensive this time.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one sitting in his base, you know, getting a second hero, probably from the tavern, I would say. I'm not sure what would be best against this. Usually, like in the past, we've seen all sorts of stuff. Maybe a Tinker, I don't know, Panda we've seen, but usually that was with Demon first.
Yeah, Panda fell a little out of fashion in this matchup, I feel. He was hyped for, you know, a week or two, but then the Panda took over.
Trying to get the Magi here.
LawLiet is pretty all in. He's still tier 1. He's going mass hunts. He has an AP coming up. And now for Moon, the game plan is weather the storm, survive, get your tier 2 upgrades, and win.
That is a lot of wisps.
Yep, it is. Will this AP come up? One is used very defensively. He's saving Huntress to the right-hand side. Not bad, but Moon with the archers close to the Moonwells. How long can he heal them? First one down. Damage output by Moon reduced by quite a bit.
LawLiet starts an AP instead of Moon's base, like super deep.
What? Okay. He should be able to deal with it.
Yeah, there's so many archers, he could just click that down. The hunts, he's also gonna fall. Moon's defending super well right now. He's killing all the hunts.
That is, of course, also buying time.
The AP.
For the
like I'm a joke to you.
No, but also, like, this AP in the main, he cancelled it once the other AP was up. I still don't know how he's supposed to brute force through this with 36 supply only, plus this AP. On this map, it's a very, very big map. It takes forever till the reinforcements arrive, and Moon is having the better tech.
I don't know how LawLiet makes this work ever now. Like, he just feels like he missed this time. I mean, he went for the timing, but he was just defended super well by Moon. I always saw some elves struggle against like a lot of attacks when they go archer. The way the top elves in the world play it when archers are being attacked is that they kite you all the way back to their trees. And in this case, it wasn't even a lot of trees, it was just the main base. Yeah. You just want to have that slapping away at the opponent, helping you, you know, tank some of the damage and doing a lot of damage. And then you get the hold. Yes, he lost some archers, but he killed so many units that I now think he's in a pretty good position if he can defend the next wave of hunts here.
Between these two, Concealed Hill was oftentimes whoever attacks first wins the game, and I think LawLiet maybe going in for a Hail Mary and say, okay, I'm gonna attack you as fast as possible. But maybe a little too early. Maybe it doesn't work out if you don't have the necessary forces. Yeah, for sure. And then next to the Moonwell, so much healing. Now even Acid Bomb, that means the hunts are gonna die even quicker.
Yeah, this Acid Bomb has been amazing because like archers, this many archers, they 2-volley hunts. So he's been taking them out super fast. Obviously Alchemist is also pretty tanky.
And it buys time for the Dryads, who are the hard counter to hunts. Archers might fall quickly against them, Dryads don't. They slow them down, they have piercing damage superiority, they have poison. Moon can literally sit on his base and wait. Right?
Yeah, he can just get some more units. He restarts the Ancient of War. I don't think that for 1 AP he has to get Glaive Throwers or anything like that. He can just take it slow. And not panic, just get enough units, get to 50 supply. He knows he's ahead, I'm sure. At this stage, he's poking forward. There's no tech possible, I feel like, for LawLiet. He's just too far behind. He just has to commit to this all-in, which he barely has any units left for it yet.
He's also very, very low in gold. So there's no fancy tricks possible, like playing sappers in this situation. Moon has his eyes on this venue here. You can't really blow up anything. Zappelin's also relatively easy to counter as the entire army is anti-air.
I love the addition of Dryads as well, because he's facing a Keeper. So he's going to render that completely useless with Abolish, and also the Dryads will slow the hunts. And I think this is it. Like, not much to do for LawLiet. I mean, he lands us around, like, sure. Maybe that's going to allow you to stay like 30 more seconds in the game. He's losing every hunt. And I think we're headed to a map 3 here. That Ring of Protection! I knew it!
Hey, Moon and Concealed Hill. Big love relationship between them. In Night Elf Mirror, on Concealed, he's unbeatable. It doesn't matter what you do against him. This map, he owns it.
Honestly, he made that look like the easiest defense of all time. Even though I feel like LawLiet might make this work against almost every elf in the world, except like maybe 3 or 2.
Yeah, for sure. If you do this versus Colorful or Foggy, it might work, but no. Moon got property on C8, and might have been a mistake by LawLiet to let this go through the picks and bans.
Yeah, that was the attack here where you're supposed to kill a lot of the archers and save your hunts, because here there's still a little bit of nighttime, so you can even heal them with the fountain and then come back. So that's why the acid bomb was so genius. If you had gone for anything else, I actually think that maybe a lot of the hunts can actually get away. And let's say even if the day comes up, as long as you save, like, let's say 4 hunts with low hit points, the healing scroll value is good enough that it justifies for you to visit the merchant and heal everything back up. Yeah, we see the last few moments of the game here. A cute little surround. There was a town portal anyway. Healing spray kept the keeper alive, and yeah, LawLiet just had no units left.
Okay, then one last map between the two. It's cool to see that we go full distance and there's no clean sheets anymore in this group stage. We go into the last little break of the winner bracket in Group C, and we'll be right back with the decision.
The DreamHack WarCraft Free Championship is brought to you by Norton Gaming and Coinbase.
Winner bracket Group C, the decision. LawLiet taking the lead, Moon strikes back, and now we conclude it all on Autumn Leaves.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, I don't even want to dare to try and predict what's going to happen between the two. So many mind games. Do we finally see a Demon Hunter? Does Demon Hunter still exist in this match?
I don't know, mate. Do bears still exist? This is such an interesting matchup between them. They're so far from the norm. They're switching things up on every map, on both sides. I don't know. I can't predict what's gonna happen. I know that in the bottom left-hand side, we see the Master of the Warden. He slaughtered Hawk before. Can he keep his nerves under control? He's LawLiet.
Did you just say I can't predict what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Whew, all right, we'll get back to that. In the top right, in the reds, we got Vision Strikers, Moon. Finally, you're coming undone. Here we go.
The series between these two, not even the prophet can predict.
LawLiet's going for Enchanter 4 towards the Merchant here. This seems
my god.
A little greedy at times. Warden or not? Oh my god, he's going for it.
Oh,
he saved it for the last game. Demon Hunter on the other side by Moon.
The read by Moon. Incredible. Is it the read or does he want to go back to standard? Hard to say from our perspective. LawLiet going for the ultimate gamble in this matchup, and that is the Ward. Against the Keeper, pretty nice. Against the Bottom, pretty nice. Against the Demon Hunter, horrible.
These guys are playing 4D chess. This is ridiculous. Like LawLiet, it makes so much sense. He faced the Priestess, then he faced the Keeper. At this point, he's like, okay, this guy's just never gonna play Demon. And Moon is like, what do you mean I'm not gonna play Demon? I played Keeper, I played Priestess, I baited you into this Warden. You didn't even know you were gonna do this. I knew you were gonna do it before you did, LawLiet. And now he goes Demon. And I mean, obviously, having mana burn is the absolute dream against a Warden. Like, Moon should be advantaged, but I feel like these players are both so brilliant that it doesn't come down to, okay, you open the right hero, you're just going to flat out win. LawLiet from there, as soon as he sees it's a Demon, he's going to have a big opportunity to make decisions on how to adjust, but he can't be too happy with what he's seeing.
True that, but silver lining for the LawLiet fans out there when they played in DreamHack Fall. This map, it was a Demon Hunter versus Keeper matchup, and the Demon Hunter is also supposed to keep, but LawLiet made it work with the Keeper and the Naga, pushed Moon into submission, and if one player knows how to make the bottom work against the Demon Hunter, it's this guy in the yellow.
Audience there on the Wisp. The great thing about this creep route here is that you can buy a Circlet immediately. So he found one, he bought one, and now he opens the game with double Circlets. The absolute dream. Something that Orcs wish they could do every game when they open Blade Master. Fortunately, they have to use a Windwalk in order to do that. First, Hunter's Soul for LawLiet, and second, Enchanter 4.
What?
He's just going to mass hunt, and he's going to try to play similarly to last game. Maybe he just has no faith in a normal game.
Yeah, probably. We've seen this before, back in Terranastan days. Warden into mass hunt into pressure. I'm not too sure if it's working too well. Back then I wasn't the biggest fan, but this Demon Hunter is very, very low. He caught 3 Shadow Strikes. I'm not even sure if that's the norm, if that's allowed. Moon has to move back, and that should open up the map for LawLiet a bit.
A town is under siege.
The second Enchanter 4 for LawLiet is in the top left, by the way. It's so close to Moon.
Oh, that's block.
And that opens up some opportunity for him to even creep with this after. I was wondering if he might go for the chase with a Wisp, but yeah, Moon with a great counter block. If he didn't do that, actually Moon might have to be forced to TP.
Oh, still not over. Oh yeah, these guys are here to dance, bringing their A game. Wisp blocks the Demon Hunter, blocks the Archer, blocks the Warden. Incredible early 4 minutes here. There's still a little experience, and it's been taken off by LawLiet. Level 2 for the Warden. Is it Blink or is it Fan?
Hard to say. Kind of feels like neither is a very good option. Anyway, it should be mostly focused on Shadow Striking. And he won't have that much mana to work with anyway in the fight. LawLiet, he's gonna use the second Enchanter 4 to crit the Sharp of Moon!
No way.
I dare you to get another Circlet.
Okay, let's go. Sasquatch will be falling soon. Man, LawLiet is indeed the best when it comes to figuring out new creep patterns.
I mean, to be honest, if he gets Warden 3, like long before the Demon is 3, that would be an insane advantage. Gets the Dust, gets a Claw of attack. That Warden hits for +9.
I don't know, she's not the best fighter, not the best attack speed. Would have loved to have more mana, of course, and more stats. But you know, a little bit of more damage is never bad against squishy units like archers. What's Moon's plan here? Tier 2 almost ready.
And there is an AP on the way on the right-hand side, which Moon hasn't been able to spot, by the way. Wow. That's what LawLiet is going to want to use to get very close to that main base and siege it properly, but he might be forced to Town Portal in a sec. That might be the plan, actually. Just do as much damage as possible, Town Portal, heal up, and then re-attack with the AP this time.
If you can keep it safe.
Or you might buy a staff. That's also okay.
Naga second for Moon. Good damage. Oh man, this is a lot of control now, but good escape.
Wait, what? That has to be a mistake.
Yep.
I'm like, what did he engage this? He must have misclicked. No, he pulled it on purpose. He wants to grab the item because he pushed LawLiet. He knows that he's got time because the Warden was so low on hit points.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, he changed his mind maybe. Yeah, I think he knows by now. He messed up a little bit. That was so weird. I thought he was unintentional, then I thought he was intentional, but yeah, I think he knows that now the Warden will be ready on time to prevent that.
I'm curious, Moon, he's on tier 2 for a long time, only now building a Hunter's Hall. He's getting improved bows and can rely on archers still for quite a bit, but was that a mistake that he wanted to go Loras as well? Is he shaking? LawLiet taking that big one. Sobi mask on her, quite nice.
And he gets level 3, big level here before the demon's level 3 himself. That creep was already weakened by Moon. Yep. LawLiet actually used the opportunity perfectly. Now AP in the main base.
Oh boy. What a series, what a game.
He did go blink. But yeah, it won't be working with too much mana, assumedly here. If he could somehow kill the demon, obviously, like, that'd be amazing.
You can get out of precarious situations. You can follow archers if Moon wants to pull them back. So blink, never bad, but it's very expensive. So you don't really want to go for it. LawLiet is stuck with this push. He has to go for it. He is all in. He's not expanding. He's not attacking. The longer the game goes, the better it is for Moon.
He's trying to kill the Ancient of War here.
Yeah, there's no other production building. That's Moon's only production building. He could go for the mercenaries, of course.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, of course.
He has no other Ancient of War. He has no lore. He's starting a lore now. I mean, Moon needs to remake that Ancient of War somewhere. But he don't even have that many wisps in the main base. He has 2 left, or 3 left on lumber.
Is LawLiet making the Warden work against the Demon Hunter? Oh, Shadow Strike again. There's the TP, there's the heal scroll. Saves himself to the Moon Wells again. But it's daytime now. Every moon juice you use will not be replenished for a long time.
LawLiet can't really transition out of this. I think he's just bound to mass units up until he's at 50 supply, which is now he's on 48. I think then he's just going to attack, maybe bring a lot of wisps and start a bunch of APs.
Yeah, feels a little hesitant at the moment, especially given the fact that Moon is not getting better. He's pulling back again. Maybe a Zeppelin would be nice. Oh, Moon steals it though.
Thief. Very important to take that away because Moon is the original guy that used perfectly the Zeppelin to save his archers, which are very squishy units, especially against a lot of hunts. And they're bouncing attacks. Gets another lore on the right-hand side. So he wants to go for just mass dryads from there and just kind of try and retain his archer count thanks to the Zeppelin. That's actually super smart because there's not really any counter to the Zeppelin here. Like, yes, I mean, there is one single archer, which very easily might go down.
Yeah, this was a huge moment for Moon to get this. He prevents LawLiet from dropping into his base with the Huns to go for the tree, maybe. Can also use it defensively if one of the units is affected by Shadow Strike. He can just load it up and it's safe.
And LawLiet identified this wasn't going to work, so he's just starting a tree and tech. Okay. So he's actually going to transition out of this. I cannot believe the level at which these guys are playing. Like, every decision is just so clean. The micro is insane in every single fight. And look, LawLiet, he cleared out some space in his inventory as well. He knows he's going to creep the expo. He's like, I'm going to drop an item there. I need to have a free spot. So he sells some stuff. He's getting ready perfectly every time. Yeah,
I love what you mentioned here. The decision making is so good on both sides. And this is not the mirror match you play every other day. This is not your bear mirror that you've played a million times. This is a very, very unique situation. And I'm wondering if this is just intuition or if they know each other so well. But LawLiet finds Moon here, jumps on top of him. Of course, there's limited cargo space. Warden level 4. Demon Hunter in trouble, gets big healing though.
Yeah, he needs to get level 3 really bad against this Warden here, especially with the Stubby Mask. Zeppelin putting in work. Demon finally gets level 3 here. That's going to be Mana Burn level 2 available instantly. Great Zeppelin micro, but these archers are still quite clumped up.
Oh, here we go, crashes! That might have been a lot of kills. I don't know if he unloaded before. Yeah, still at 50 supply, so nice save here. Going for the Naga. She's in trouble, past the TP. Some Huntress still alive. Can Moon get some exit kills? There's one. One archer left behind.
How did the Zeppelin die this quick?
Yeah.
There were so few archers. It almost looked like he attacked it himself.
I think he had a Merc or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But it's hard to see because there was also one creep for the mercenary camp that was out there.
But oh boy, is LawLiet down in supply now. These hunts, they had no longevity against Mass Archers Dryads.
Players' forces are under attack.
And Moon, after a difficult game number 1, in which he literally threw the kitchen sink at LawLiet and LawLiet survived, looked really clean in game 2 with the defense, and now yet again, showing his brilliance, his strategic genius, just like Remo said it.
Town is under siege.
I wouldn't rule LawLiet out. He has arrived on tier 2. His Expo might be up, and a Shadow Strike is always dangerous. Get some extra kills. Dryads give a ton of experience, but Moon is getting the second Zeppelin. His timing is exceptional. Now the level 3 Demon Hunter with a level 2 Mana Burn. Is that the knockout punch for LawLiet, facing the lower bracket?
And it will be against Hawk with a rematch, or against Insub to try and decide this group here for the loser of that match right here. Moon right now is going to have to move in position to snipe that expansion. Buys a Troll Priest actually, just to heal up his hero. That's actually insane value because he has a potion and he has a heal scroll, but he has no staff.
No, Todd, this Expo is not working. LawLiet is running out of options. We said the game plan is great. Shadow Strike immediately, level up. That is level 3 on the Naga as well. And these Zeppelins, both of them, game-saving pickups for Moon. Potion used, Naga save, Warden out of mana. What do you do when Moon is 16 supply ahead and has the hard counter hero? Again, the Zeppelin crashes and burns, but there is so much attention that Moon is spending on the army and decimates it over and over.
What a brilliant hero pick here with the Demon Hunter. Saved it for last. Probably just looked at the way he was going. He's like, yeah, I went for a Priestess. I went for a Keeper. I think a Demon here will be really good at Autumn Leaves. And he gets the perfect pick against the Warden. And from there knows exactly what he has to do. You gotta give it to LawLiet though. Like, he really made the most out of this scenario, which is just a terrible one for him here with opening Warden against Demon. He somehow made it close. He tried to find a crack in the defense of Moon, but it just wasn't there this game.
Yeah, I think so too. This game is played on such a high level, it comes down to the situation at the lab where Moon picks up the first Zeppelin. That crushed LawLiet's game plan. He really wanted to get this one and didn't. And then, yeah, Moon and a Zeppelin plus this micro. It's a dream. It's one of the most watched WarCraft clips of all time. And Moon brings it back here at the biggest stage. Love it. Even though, let's be honest, back then, like if you look back at the clip, it wasn't that impressive. Just picking up some units that are being attacked. It's like, come on. It's been a while, and we have seen better. He just got to his first step on a bicycle and started riding it, and we're like clapping over there. Now, for the time, it was impressive, but now almost anybody, can do these moves. Now it's just the decision on the spot to know that he has to buy that first Zeppelin and grabbing it as fast as he did. Like, it's obviously genius. He was thinking way ahead, just like he was on so many other moves, like this entire series in game. Is there another shot? Somehow it's just 30 supply. Can he hope for a level 6 Warden? Is Avatar as strong in Knight of Mirror as it is against Human? I don't know what LawLiet would need to have happen there for him to win, but I guess it's probably going to be through some hero nuke. And that mana potion is actually very important. If you could get the Naga out of there. But the thing is, Moon has a staff. Unless Moon gets greedy, he should always be able to staff on time and save his Naga. The Demon should be safe anyway with Invuln plus Ring of Regen. LawLiet is definitely in a chokehold here. Trying to get out somehow, trying to grind up to level 6, but it's a long way for him. Shadow Strike 3 is very powerful. Oh, instant reaction by Moon, going for that staff. He was just waiting for this.
If he was to get sloppy here, and then let's say he lost the Naga, and then the Warden, you know, gets close to 6, and then gets 6, and you have the Spirits and stuff, then maybe that's one way you can come back. But Moon's just gonna play it really safe. He TPs out, he's trying to evacuate in the center with the rest of his army, with those Dryads making it out. And Druid of the Claw Master training is now on the way, so he's just gonna have him completely out-teched army-wise. Wellspring on the way.
Moon has Bears very, very, very soon. And Shadowstrike is good and all, but Bears have redo, and then Shadowstrike all of a sudden isn't that good anymore. Boy. He finally has a Zeppelin, but that one comes 8 minutes too late. You don't want to give this up, of course. Not only are you giving up the series, not only are you giving up the winner bracket, finally you also give up a great seed, and you will face the monsters of the group stage, like a Foggy, like a Hitman, and probably a Happy.
You know, right now, both players know it's over, by the way. Like, yes, LawLiet has to try for like one more wave of attack, but he already know that Moon's playing perfect against what he has and his power spike, and that he pulled back and that he's taking to Bears Day. Both players know everything that's happening in this game, but you still gotta give it one last ditch effort, just in case you were to win it like one time out of 1,000.
Yeah, if there's one mistake, LawLiet might be coming back. If the staff is not in time and he gets the hero kill, he might snowball. But the only one snowballing here is Moon. Invo Potion saves the Demon Hunter. The Hail Marys are not working at all. And the Zeppelin is almost crashing. Who gets out there? TP. But it's GG, and the GOAT is in the quarterfinal.